Internet, welcome back to the stream. Vegas Bear here as always. Currently on my own, but I'm sure my friends will show up eventually. It is Friday today, so we are playing, if I can find the right button here, Fallout 3. Hello.
Hello. We did just a little bit more to EO before the stream started.
Let me just get the screen share up.
So you know what's funny, considering what I picked up last night? Comparing the G1 Dinobot Gray from Sludge to the G2 Blue of Grimlock, I think I like the blue better.
Fair enough.
It's damn near sacrilege for anyone to say they like the G2 color scheme better than G1, but here we are.
Well, some of the G2 color schemes aren't that bad.
Yeah, most of the Dinobots got off pretty well. Save for Tiger Print Grimlock. Like, for just a moment, I want you to look up what Swoop would have looked like in G2 colors, because that is a color scheme that I wasn't expecting. Unfortunately, that toy never released. Had the perfect opportunity for that in the Toxitron line, but we didn't even have the 86 Swoop yet, so...
Alright, give me a sec. Fallout is being weird.
Oh, so it's a day that ends in Y.
Yep. Motherfucker.
Like, for the most part, the Dinobots got casted like blues and greens. It was pretty neat. So, fun fact, the Gundam Info YouTube channel has Stargazer available.
Nice.
I haven't watched it yet. I figured we'd do that together. Since I know you haven't exactly seen Stargazer either.
Okay, this is fucking weird.
When Bear says something like that, that is usually not a good sign.
Maybe if I do that.
Excuse me.
There we go. Fixed it. Alright, so reason I was a little late today was because I decided to do some errands. Said errands included getting food, and picking up a few Transformers. Namely...
I'm gonna have to bring up the Twitch stream to see them, so just a moment.
Okay.
And you're good.
Alright. Namely... Orion Pax.
Ooh, only 30 Orion packs. Cool.
The Little Mermaid, I mean Ariel. And Dion.
Dion, but
Dion.
yes.
Also known as Fated to Die.
So, mind if I share a little fun fact about that episode since we're on that subject?
Sure.
Ariel was not originally meant to become Elita 1.
I think you've mentioned that before.
Well, as a refresher, Ariel was originally meant to die alongside Dion to further demonstrate the brutality of the Decepticons in the early part of the war. But somebody in the writing process happened to note the similarities, I put this in air quotes here, similarities between Ariel's character and that of Elita 1 for a different, currently in production, Generation 1 Season 2 episode. And so they decided to just make them the same character. And added in an extra line about Alpha Trialpha and rebuilding her too.
Okay.
And it is an origin I have referenced in some of my Transformer works about them sharing the same design. Like, very similar designs because they share the same schematics.
Mm-hmm.
It's why I keep insisting Elita 1 should be as buff as Prime.
The game did not just fucking... It did! God damn it!
Oh, it's gonna be one of those days. Are we just condemned to be playing this extra stupid because I have two separate Dinobots in the room?
No, I think what it is that Bethesda sucks at developing video games. Or no, rather, they suck at optimizing.
Big difference.
Because they're pretty decent at developing games.
Optimizing them and making them run smoothly, not as much.
Thank you, ZeniMax.
It's almost like if you just let New Vegas march ahead without interference, we'd have better games and you'd be making more money.
Oh, I hope you're here with some quant. You've done it! Well, like I promised...
Like, imagine if they'd managed to actually optimize New Vegas to run to for longer than 5 minutes without crashing. No, wait, sorry, that's a little too much to hope for. More than 5 seconds without crashing. 5 nanoseconds without crashing. Just opening the game without it crashing.
Just opening the game.
We'll just kind of go on this tangent here, because you're not the only one with a new Transformer. I just cannot show him off proper on stream. I alluded to his color scheme earlier, but I managed to get a hold of the G2 Grimlock from Age of the Primes.
Yeah, I saw the, I saw your photos. And my response was, oh no, wheelie! Anyway.
Yeah. Because, like, I'll be real here. G1 Wheelie was significantly less annoying than his Revenge of the Fallen counterpart, but there's still a world of difference between that and not annoying.
I will say, IDW Wheelie was pretty good. Probably.
Then again, so are a lot of characters in IDW because they had more time to breathe.
Oh,
Like-
there's a bear behind me.
Like, who the hell remembered Skids before IDW?
Hey there.
I don't want to bring up Revenge of the Fallen. I don't want to bring up Revenge of the Fallen.
IDW predates it by coming out in 2005, so it counts.
Oh, thank God. Also, who the fuck remembers... Ah, fuck, what was his name? The guy that betrayed, Rodimus and the ship crew.
Oh, are you talking about Getaway?
Yeah! Fucking Getaway!
Getaway is basically what all the memes want Rodimus to be. As opposed to the characterization he actually has.
Getaway was such an asshole.
Pulled off such
Well,
moral
well,
gray,
looks
highly
like
illegal
amongst the living.
shit that Prowl would blush.
Some of us were starting to wonder if you
He
and Sarah
killed
were going
a
to pull through.
combiner!
He threw crewmates into pits of scraplets.
Is that so? Well, it'll be good to have another soldier.
He
we
was
can count
so
on.
hungry for glory that he was willing
He's
to
full of
do
thumb on this
anything and
operation. Keep
everything
your head
possible
down and let the
to
robots
make it
handle
happen.
the heavy lifting.
How the hell
Take it
was
down
this
you
guy
go.
not a Decepticon in the war?
I need you to keep your head on straight. No heroics, okay?
I'll give you the answer there. First off, his original G1 toy was an Autobot. Second,
a nice staging area, we'll reassess the
it
situation.
kind of offers a more morally gray view of both factions, that there are good and bad bots in both places.
Mm-hmm.
It's been pretty standard for the last week or so.
Like,
We get intel on positions.
I have the Spotlight Megatron comic that came with the Thrilling 30 IDW Megatron toy,
Why don't you look where
the
you're
Stealth
going?
Bomber,
The tin can does most of the work, honestly.
and I legit felt actual pity and remorse for the Decepticons, seeing them in such a state. Starved, falling apart, slowly dying. That is something I have never felt prior for the Decepticons. With the exception of Armada Starscream.
I forgot to put the fucking stream back up on my other monitor. So if anyone comments I won't be able to fucking see it!
Hang on a sec, I'll check.
Alaska's liberation.
So far, so good. No comments.
Alright.
Communism is the very definition of failure. Communist threat assessment. Minimal. Scanning defenses. Structural weakness detected.
Oh no.
Exploiting.
I know what mission this is.
I do too.
Communist engaged.
Well, it's been nice knowing you, Liberty Prime.
Satellite.
I look forward to seeing you again in Fallout 4.
Analysis of communist transmission. Warning. I win again!
Like, there was your one hint of what's going to happen. Liberty Prime detected an outgoing transmission.
Red Chinese orbital strike imminent. All personnel should reach.
I like that he's like, run! Run, fleshies!
Catastrophic system failure. Initiating core shutdown as per emergency initiative 26822009. I die so that democracy may live.
We need to find out what the hell just happened.
I salute you, Liberty
Talk.
Prime.
Before asking,
You went out like a damn hero.
The troops locate the source of their transmission. Now, soldier, now! Be careful in there. Who knows what else they're going to do.
We have witnessed the death of a hero, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Rothschild's gonna have a field day repairing this.
Field day? More like field... How many years between 3 and 4?
Be aware of our surroundings.
Decade.
Death as a preferable alternative to communism. Freedom is the sovereign right of every American.
So he's not completely gone. There's something still left in there.
It's just he won't be walking around anytime soon.
It'll take 10 years to fully patch him up and get him up and running.
And even then...
And that's entirely dependent on one person getting out of a very specific vault.
Yep.
This occurs to me that Liberty Prime's entire life cycle depends on 2 separate vault dwellers. From 2 entirely separate vaults.
Yeah.
Both of which get increasingly screwed up the more you think about them.
Oh, shit!
Paladin Lawrence! How dare they?
Speak to me, lords! Speak to me! Sir, he's just that. Sir, he's being decapitated. You don't know that! As he's holding the decapitated head.
Like he's holding the helmet and the head just falls out of it.
Right after he says you don't know that. God, I am like a true, like... I am a true RPG protagonist. Because, like... The party is moving ahead, killing all the enemies. Here I am, just picking up all the loot that drops.
Soaking up all the EXP in the process.
Mm-hmm. It's like that meme of Finn and Jake on the dungeon train. My friend who's like high level and is taking me through a high level area. Me level 1 just grabbing all the loot and XP that I can get my hands on. And it shows Jake just grabbing all the shit that drops. Oh, we got another dead one. Oh! That one exploded.
I now present to you the easiest debate that Wheeljack ever won. They reactivate the Dinobots during the Ultimate Doom 3-parter to fight against the increasing natural disasters and save as many humans as possible. Grimlock's first response is, "Me Grimlock no care. Whole planet fall apart. Make no difference to me Grimlock." And Wheeljack's sole argument is, "With you on it? Me Grimlock not think of that."
Why do you want to save the universe so badly? Or why do you want to save the galaxy so badly? Because I'm one of the morons that lives in it!
Precisely.
Thank you, Guardians of the Galaxy. Arguably the best defense to that type of question. Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to save the world anyway? Because I live on it!
Literally any D&D player who wants to make the party work for their, help. There's always that guy who wants to be convinced to join the adventure.
Why should I bother helping you? Well, you see a friend puts arm around shoulder. If you don't, and the planet dies, that means you die too, dumbass. Huh. Didn't think of that. Yeah, no shit.
You're barely paying me anything at all. Why should I help you? Because, dear friend, dumbass, if you don't, and the world dies, money will have no meaning.
I love that.
If money has no meaning or value, then you'll suddenly look like the asshole for choosing profit over existence.
I know I've said it already, but I just fucking love that. It's like, why do you want to save the world? Because I live here.
The alternative response with that same energy is, because it's where I keep all my stuff.
That's kind of the doctor's argument right now. That is where he keeps all his stuff. Like K9 is on Earth, Bessie's on Earth. I'm sure there's a few things he left behind that are still on Earth. Not counting companions, obviously, because they're people, not things.
That's where everything and everyone I care about is.
Mm-hmm. No, I just imagine him, like, coming up with a list of all the people that matter to him, but he ends up coming up with a list of everyone that died or is no longer around, like in a different universe or something. It's like, it's where Adric lives. No, wait, he died. It's where Rose lives. She's in another dimension. It's where Bill lives. She is currently a formless puddle drifting through the universe.
You know, I begin to wonder if them traveling with me is good for their health.
Which is funny because on multiple occasions the doctor has gone, this isn't safe for you, you need to leave. And the companions go, but no though! And the doctor just leaves him behind. Usually it's their choice. Like Martha decided to stay behind. Fuck. Out of all the companions that he's had from 9 to 12, I think Martha is... No, Mickey. Mickey also decided to stay behind
So out of all the
in another universe.
So out of all those companions, only 2 stayed behind by choice.
Yep. Rose was trapped in another dimension. Let's see. Donna ended up becoming a human Time Lord hybrid, but that much knowledge was burning her human brain, so the doctor had to erase her memories. Let's see, he left Jack Harkness behind on purpose. Twice.
Without context, that's funny.
Well, the first time, I don't think he even knew that Jack Harkness was still alive. The second time, he knew full well he was still alive. He saw him on the monitor running up to the TARDIS and decided to leave.
Honestly, that's just... I'm not sure if that speaks to how much the Doctor cares that he doesn't want you hurt, or how much he just doesn't want your company anymore.
So, it's the case of, the last time that they met, Jack Harkness died fighting against the Daleks. However, Rose had stared into the heart of the time vortex and became a god and brought Jack back to life. Except, she didn't just bring him back to life. She made it so he can never die. Unless, of course, it's by natural causes. In which case, dying of old age. But, yeah, no, he essentially, he effectively became immortal, and the Doctor wanted nothing to do with that, because Jack is essentially an anomaly. And that kind of scares the Doctor.
Plus, immortal companions just keep hanging around forever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
Also doesn't help that Jack Harkness will not stop hitting on anything with two legs. Sorry, anything on two legs.
Oh, that's he's one of those.
Yep. He meets like a mantis lady and just introduces himself and says hello. And the Doctor just goes, "Stop it." Well, I can't even say hello?
No. Because with you, it's never just hello. On the slightly irrelevant plus side, I think I'm almost fully over this stupid cold.
Yay.
For now.
But yeah, he tried to leave Jack behind twice. Well, the first time wasn't really... He left Jack behind once, not knowing he was still alive, and then he left him behind... Tried to leave him behind a second time. Because he was, you know, alive and not dying. And then, let's see, who else was there? Oh, don't even get me started on Sarah Jane Smith. That poor woman.
I'm terrified to ask.
So, she was a companion of the Fourth Doctor. Well, and the Third Doctor, actually. So she knows about regeneration. the Doctor had to go face the Time Lords at the time. He was on trial. And he had to go alone. So he left Sarah back on Earth. With the
Pay more attention to what you're doing.
implied promise of coming back.
I can't believe it. All those years of work, all of it. For what? One
He dropped her off.
operation?
He dropped her off in her
I'm still
hometown
waiting on debriefing
and
from
left.
Tristan, but I'm not sure
And never came
it
back.
matters. With Prime gone,
So she meets him years later as the 10th Doctor and just goes, I thought you were dead! I mourned for you! You didn't even drop me in my hometown! You put me in Dublin! She was so pissed when she ran into him again.
Honestly, that's hilarious.
I don't know what could help at this point. If anything, we should be thankful they waited this long to use whatever they used. Nonetheless,
And then,
we should try and move on. What is it you have for me?
let's see, after all of them, there was Amy Pond and Rory Williams, who, after a long time of journeying and having a fucked up life, in the sense that they were gonna just settle down and have a baby, but the baby was kidnapped and turned into River Song. That's can of worms
Whoa.
I'm not gonna open.
Ah, yes.
Um,
Well, I'll see if we can't figure out how to read it. Perhaps it can give us some insight as to just what happened.
Rory and Amy ended up
Be sure to
trapped in a
salvage
hotel
something from this mess.
by the
Thank you
Weeping
for bringing
Angels
this
to
to me.
feed off
I
their
believe other lions will want to speak with you as well.
to feed off
Perhaps you
all
can
the
find
time,
If you'll
the
excuse
energy left behind by everything that they could have done had they not been taken by the angels. It was particularly hard for the 11th Doctor because he sort of... Amy and Rory were like his family. His new family. He grew to care about them a lot.
I trust
And,
you've spoken
well,
with Rothschild. I hope you can make some
can never see
headway
them
with the
again.
data you've recovered. With our
Wow.
primary weapon destroyed, we risk
And then
losing our
there's
momentum
Clara!
and jeopardizing the entire campaign. I must admit, I now wonder whether moving ahead with this operation.
Oh boy,
is
this
in
chick.
judgment.
So, she was a companion of the 11th and 12th Doctor. She's technically died twice. The first time she threw herself into the Doctor's personal timeline, scattering herself all across time and space in order to protect him from someone that was trying to erase his personal timeline. The second time,
There is so much in that sentence that gave me a momentary headache.
the second time she was marked for death by the Raven. And it does not matter what happens. If you are marked for death, you will die. The Doctor, the 12th Doctor, plucked her out of the timeline the moment before she died, essentially freezing all of time and space to save her. only for her to go, I'm not worth it. And I don't remember what happened, but the doctor lost his memories of her. And the last time we see her, she's in her own TARDIS. It's made to look like a 1950s diner as she is going on her own adventures before eventually returning to her own death. And seeing as how time is still going and not frozen, she did do that.
Wow.
And yet, here we are.
Doctor Who's fucked up,
Discounting the
man.
fact that our best field commander is in a coma, and
Like,
our
no
personal
kidding.
feelings for my daughter, things have not gone well. If we fail now, we could lose everything. I sincerely hope you are right. If we are to succeed now, it will once again be largely thanks to you. Paladin Tristan has requested you for a special assignment. Please report to him at once. We've little time to waste before the Enclave seizes this opportunity. Hail.
The Brotherhood is at your service.
Oh, wait a minute. Gotta talk to Rothschild about the dog tags I found. And he's not here, of course.
Yes?
I can actually do this now.
Dr. Scribe Jameson. She's our keeper of the... She spends most of her time in the archives.
Okay, archives. That's... somewhere.
Hail.
Yeah, I finally figured out how to utilize a soundboard, and it occurs to me that I might have been able to use it on the old phone too if I just known how to if I'd known how I turned it on here with the old phone, I might have been able to do it.
You have? Oh my. This brings to light if you have the time. Good. As I'm sure you've noticed, the Brotherhood operates all over the DC ruins. Often detached from the main base here, we're short on communication equipment. So many of the groups in the field operate as independent cells, without... Sometimes, I'm afraid that their missions end in their deaths. As Keeper of the Scrolls... Exactly. A brother fallen in the field may have no one to carry word of his death back to me. In calmer times, we could send detachments and messengers to learn their fates. But with our manpower stretched thin, we have no such luck. Which is why I must now ask you for your help. Each brother wears a holotag like the one... Should you find any of the fallen brethren in the field...
They should make one for Liberty Prime.
They should.
They're not going to, but they should.
Scrolls are kept by the head librarian of each Brotherhood bunker. The scrolls are a record of the Brotherhood itself. Into each scroll is written the name and deeds of each of our brothers. Battles, what technology is recovered, when he was promoted, everything. The last entry for each brother is that brother's death. It is important, as the way a man dies is just as important as the manner in which he lives. And so, each man who nobly serves the Brotherhood ascends into our history, to be remembered by those who come after him. As you wish. You have... Should... We have access to a... Have you? It saddens me to hear of my fallen brethren, but their names and deeds shall be records. Their names shall be written into the scrolls, to be As for you, here's your reward.
All right.
Welcome.
Taking care of that.
The Brotherhood is at your service.
Nice work back there. Let's hope the scribes can do something useful with the information you receive. Unfortunately, we don't have time to sit around and wait for the analysis. Based on what I've seen of you so far, there's an assignment I believe you're well... With the setbacks the Brotherhood has suffered, we find ourselves in a difficult position. All our available resources need to be positioned for the inevitable counterattack on the Enclave. At the same time, we believe we may have developed a tool to help our chances of victory. But with everyone needed to help defend against the Enclave, we have no one to send on a recovery mission. So, I'm going to have you travel to the Olney Power Works to secure some...
Ooh.
Hopefully you'll be able to find a Tesla coil.
Ooh.
From before the war.
This thing will be so worth the death clause.
Get the... Check with Scribe Valancourt. She's been researching some of the Enclave technology.
My second favorite weapon in the game.
Come up with something. I'll be waiting for that.
The Brotherhood is at your service.
I find it hilarious that both my favorite hit weapons in the game are her DLC exclusive energy weapons. But hey, so be it. The Tesla cannon is peak.
Has stolen a great deal of our uncatalogued equipment.
I'm still very, very busy. Well, maybe. I mean, possibly. I don't know how much this will actually help. I mean, I'm not quite sure how effective it... But I think I've figured out a way to override the signals the Enclave is using. Here, take this. It's a semi-standard transmitter, only I altered the frequency modulation and jacked up the output. Based on some experiments I ran here in the lab, it should override the signals. Don't worry, it's constantly broadcasting. And so far, I have no evidence of adverse effects of EM interference in humans. Animals maybe, but not humans. Anyway, it doesn't have a huge broadcast. Alright then. There have been reports of an Enclave camp southeast of Old Olney, so I'd head there if you want to try it. I hope the Scrambler ends up being useful. I'd hate to have spent all this time on it and get no results. Or bad results. That would be worse. Good luck, and please be careful.
Alrighty.
One sort of supplies for repairs.
I understand, people. You need to make...
Me, Grimlock, kick butt! That is,
Something to say.
like, that is definitely going to be the vibe we'll have once we have that cannon.
Oh yeah. Or Stitch whenever he has a big weapon. Exactly. Oh shit. Are you still on Twitch?
Yes?
All right.
Hang on, I'm checking.
Hail.
Hi, Seki!
Hi, Seki. Also,
He asked how everyone's day's been.
mine's been a little busy because I got a hold of Orion Pax, Ariel, and Dion.
Dion.
You know what? I'm gonna save and because this will be very problematic in the future. And by future, I mean You know what I mean.
Yes, I do.
There we go.
So, I've been promised two very specific things as birthday gifts for this year, assuming all goes to plan. First off is a phone case for my new phone. Hopefully this one is more durable than the one on my old phone. Then again, the one on my old phone lasted almost its entire lifespan and only really started crumbling to bits in like the last 2 or 3 years of its life. The other is the DVD/Blu-ray complete Duck Dodgers 2003 series.
When's your birthday again?
The 19th. It's a Monday.
Let your heart guide your head. It's always good to see.
Okay.
Then you've been.
It's just that with Amazon shipping, we don't know when it would get here.
I asked because I forgot what day it was.
Yeah.
So I found something at my local toy shop. That may be a good birthday present for you.
And now you have my curiosity.
Just 3 Autobot brothers who all take the same alt mode.
Go on.
Said alt mode is kind of limited by train tracks.
Go on.
It's Rail Racer. Thing is, it costs quite a pretty penny.
I mean, of course it would. I've seen what that thing. I've seen what that asked for on the aftermarket.
Out of curiosity, what is the price on the aftermarket?
I have seen, like, it varies depending on how many of the figures and the state of completeness for each individual thing. But a complete Rail Racer, at least the Japanese version, JRX, with all of its accessories and everything, can run up to $400.
Damn. Okay. The one at the toy store is $125.
Now, I want to keep this in mind. I don't need it to be 100% complete. There's only one accessory that actually matters when it comes to the Team Bullet Train, and that's Rapid Run's shield. Why is that? Because it makes a chunk of his alt mode shell.
Oh.
It's like a portion of the windows and roof of the train. But yeah, I am legitimately surprised that you found one.
Yeah. He got these. He has these totes of like all these Transformers, and that's where I got these guys from. He has so many He has DevCon.
The recent Legacy one?
I don't know about recent, but, well, relatively recent, yes.
Because, like, DevCon has only gotten 2 toys over the course of Transformers, and one of which I think was a BotCon exclusive.
Okay, so it's probably
Either BotCon or Collector's Club.
probably the Legacy one.
Was it a retool of Studio Series Blur? In which case, that was Legacy.
Yep. But yeah, he has a whole lot of them.
And naturally, seeing Rail Racer, you thought of me.
Yep.
Like, I may not have been into trains like a lot of other kids on the spectrum while I was growing up, but I did have Midnight Express. Currently, all I have left of Midnight Express is his weapon. Doesn't even have the missile, it's just the weapon itself.
If I remember correctly, isn't there supposed to be a super mutant behemoth behind the Grizzly Diner?
I don't remember. We're about to find out.
We must walk softly.
And yeah, to finish that train of thought there, it's the second, so in roughly 17 days I will complete my 31st orbit around the sun.
Could have sworn there was supposed to be a super mutant behemoth behind a diner.
It might not have been this diner. There's several in the game.
That's true. But yeah, it might take me a while, but I will try to get you Rail Racer.
That makes me a very, very happy cat. Honestly, the birthday gift in and of itself is just the fact that you are willing to make the effort. Like, even if it's gone by the time you get there, like, I'm still happy that you went out of your way to try.
Yeah, when I saw Rail Racer and saw the price, I was like, ooh, that's a hefty price. Oh, wait a minute! Mekumon likes this one!
Let me put it to you this way. Rail Racer perfected the 3-bot combiner style introduced in Beast Wars. Well, introduced in Beast Wars in the States, introduced in Victory in Japan.
Must be measured.
So it looks like that little scrambler works.
I bet people even forgot Road Caesar exists.
Road Caesar?
He was a combiner in Transformers Victory, made of the 3 other Autobot Brainmasters. Starsaber was not the only one.
Oh, wait. I think I know these guys. That one guy on Twitter that did the Beast Wars style alt modes for non-Beast War characters. He did. Road Caesar was one of the first ones, and they were horses, I think.
I will just say, if and when we see another combiner in HasLab, I'm of the strong opinion that it will be Road Caesar or another combiner for Victory to have that kick going. Like, they only really seemed to take a break from Victory to do Omega Prime because it was the 40th anniversary.
Okay, now where would the old Oni Power Works be?
There should be a manhole cover in Old Oni somewhere.
There's one over here.
It's next to a ruined house.
This one goes into the sewers.
Yeah, you have to go through the sewers to get to it. If memory serves.
No more games. Time to die. Game's over.
So, while you're dealing with that, I'm just going to offer this little fun fact about Omega Prime here. They used some quality shit for his instructions. Like, I pick this up and I get hit with the smell of, like, am I walking through a library?
That is quality shit. Holy crap.
Like, it legit has that kind of somewhat dusty old library smell, and it makes my brain very happy. I spent a lot of time in the local library when I was in high school, so it is a happy memory from the time, as rare as those are for me.
So I found the medic power armor.
Ooh, you're gonna love that. See, it has an onboard AI. It will scream at you like a drill sergeant while you wear it. It also distributes medics whenever you take damage or are about to go into combat.
That doesn't seem...
Remember, medics reduces damage.
Yeah, but you can still get addicted to it.
I believe you're supposed to be able to do this without getting addicted that way. It's been a while since I played the game, and I don't really use this power armor much, admittedly. I keep it for a novelty because it is silly. Give me a moment to check. The Fallout Wiki should have an answer. If I don't get dropped from the call while I'm Googling it.
Listen up, you goddamn puke. You are now wearing prototype medic power armor. You take care of me, and I'll take care of you.
To repair it, you can use D45. Yeah, you can use T45D power armor or T51B power armor. So at least it's, inexpensive to repair.
Okay.
Prototype model had limited functionality as the production model had yet to be designed. The prototype model had limited functionality as a production model had yet to be designed prior to the war, with the intention to feature an enhanced computer system providing command-level data to field officers, an injection system capable of providing stim packs and other chems, and a self-destruct feature which would immediately deliver a lethal injection to deserters.
Well, fuck me!
Remember, you got the prototype. These were features intended for the production model.
Oh! Good.
These systems were disabled in the prototype in lieu of the defense contract being extended.
So wait, it doesn't inject stim packs?
Just medics, not stim packs.
What the what is this even... This isn't even useful then!
That's why I decided to look into it. I wanted to make double sure. Because outside of it barking at you like a drill sergeant whenever you enter combat, there's really not much to it. It is a unique power armor and worth collecting, though.
Mm-hmm.
Whether the company received the contract extension and began working on the production model before the war is unknown. By 2287, a modification of similar design was made available for all power armor models. A medic pump, which automatically injected stim packs to heal the operator upon taking significant injuries. Auto-inject versions of stim packs and super stim packs were also created for use by personnel apart from PA operators. The big MT Research Company also worked on an incorporated drug delivery system utilizing both medics and stim packs for their proprietary Stealth Suit Mark II, among other features. Characteristics. The prototype medic power armor will automatically administer medics, which it will do if the player's health drops below 33%, or if a limb's health drops below 25%. So, in danger of crippling.
Right.
The player character has to have medics in their inventory for this to work, and the script will remove a unit of medics every time it runs. There's a cooldown of 2.5 in-game hours between each application and voice lines to prevent overwhelming the player. So it does have an anti-addiction feature. Okay.
Well, good to know they actually thought about that.
Medics administered by the suit is distinct from regular medics. The script add a suit medics effect, which provides plus 25 damage resistance and temporarily removes the negative effects from crippled limbs. For instance, limping when legs are crippled. And any addiction! This shit removes addictions instead of giving them!
Damn!
Regular medics can be used as normal, and the effects stack for a temporary plus 50 to damage resistance. This medic power armor is starting to sound better and better. The negative effect suppression is temporary. To permanently fix limbs and cure addictions, the player has to use stim packs and or visit a doctor and or use the My First Laboratory, respectively. None of the extra functionalities mentioned in the Medic Power Armor Manual are available in-game, and despite its claim that even a child could use it, it still requires training to wear. It is provided by Paladin Gunny in the Citadel, starting the Take It Back quest, or by completing the Anchorage Reclamation Simulation? Oh, right, the Power Armor training. Oh, these guys!
Oh, yeah, sure thing.
They are living very dangerously.
Only there's a few Deathclaws down here that might have other ideas. We ran faster than the others, that's how. Ain't nothing honorable about it, but we're still alive, and they ain't. I can live with it. Listen, this wasn't my fault, okay? It wasn't my idea to tunnel down here. But whatever. What's done is done. Me and Kid, we're getting out of here. You came in that way, that means we can get back out. See you later.
Here's some notable quotes from the armor. We listened to that first one when you put it on for the first time. Gear up, soldier! Pansy, take a shot of vitamin M and keep fighting! Be a soldier, not a civvy! Have some juice and suck it up! Let him eat lead! Time to kick some ass! These are just a few examples of the quotes that it will do.
Nice.
The voice of the prototype medic power armor is that of Jeff Baker, who also voiced the Mr. Gutsies in Fallout 3. Neat. In the room that contains the T-51B power armor at Fort Constantine, for the quest, you gotta shoot him in the head. At least I think that's the connection there. The terminal to unlock the stasis field and retrieve the armor says Medic Armor Prototype, indicating that the prototype Medic Power Armor was originally supposed to be held here. This is further supported by the MS-14 in the editor ID of the armor. MS-14 Power Armor Morphine, which corresponds to the MS-14 editor ID for the related quest You Gotta Shoot Him in the Head. The armor remains in Fallout New Vegas game files, but the scripts and sounds are not properly implemented. The production model features would also be similar in terms of functionality to the Stealth Suit Mark II and the Y-17 Trauma Override Harness in Old World Blues. Oh!
Hey, we found Russian Badger.
Welp.
Can't think of a thing to say.
At least he went out having fun. At least, dear God, I hope he did.
Anime is cancelled. We American in this bitch. Y'all are built different. I was just built incorrectly. Assembled incorrectly. Assembled without the preset parameters. Built stupid. I'm wrong in every sense of the word. I should not
exist.
I love how much you love that one in particular.
Yeah, especially considering that for several of the characters I was writing, they kind of genuinely believed that statement. It is a common thing I have my own characters grow out of.
Hold on with that. Oh, I saw flamer fuel. Oh, yep.
Okay. Who's next? We should be mindful.
Well, the fox says we should be mindful as I am throwing plasma grenades.
Sir, permission to throw a grenade in a confined space.
Patterson, fire a warning shot. Sir, this is an M34 rotary grenade launcher. Potato, potato. Fire it, Patterson.
Yeah, the quote I was giving was unintentionally butchering an exchange in Transformers Prime. Wheeljack and Ultra Magnus. Sir, permission to employ a grenade in a confined space. They were prepared to take Predaking down with them.
Baby bomb.
Man, that was close. I would make some joke about how avoiding parental obligations and responsibility, but that'd just be mean. And not funny.
Okay, I wanted to be clear. I don't like this joke. I don't mean anything offensive by it. I just dodged an 18-year-long bullet. Yep.
That. Woo.
Yeah, that one definitely. That one definitely had a kick to it.
Yeah, I think I spat out some teeth.
Ow. Ah! This is revenge for the joke, isn't it?
You son of a... Man, even the game didn't want anything to do with that joke.
Time. Put up a fight.
Like, when you have to throw out a disclaimer like that before even telling the joke.
I'm sure someone found it funny. I don't want to meet that person that found it funny. But
Like,
you do you, pal.
the least bad option of people who would find that funny is someone who's using humor as a coping mechanism to deal with their own family issues. And even then, that's just dark.
Alrighty.
Want to know a fun fact about the Omega Prime here while we're kind of in this awkwardness phase here?
Yes.
Ultra Magnus is Minicon compatible.
Ah!
I'm talking classic 0203 Minicons with their specific plug.
Oh.
The way some of the pegs on his, I guess you'd call them wings in robot mode, and the frame of the car carrier on his legs, the way those pegs are designed, the ones on his shins that would otherwise plug into Prime's boot for the combined mode, they are shaped just right to be Minicon compatible.
Interesting. Oh my god, this Deathclaw is almost in the Yamcha death pose. Like, if you flip him over.
Okay, yeah. I needed that.
Son of a bitch.
And now for something actually pretty dark in the universe of Transformers Armada. It was actually possible to get addicted to power linking with Minicon.
Oh.
Yeah, go figure. The power boost actually had an addictive quality to it. Knowing where the Minicons came from, this makes way too much sense. Should I spoil a 22-year-old TV show?
I mean, if I haven't watched it by now.
It's Transformers Armada. I'm pretty sure you've watched it.
Spoiler alert! The Minicrons, oh my god. The Minicons were made by Unicron!
They were literally made from his cells. That is the show's words verbatim. They were made from his cells to be power-boosting mechanics that the bots would get addicted to and fight over to keep escalating their war. so that Unicron could feed off the negativity and hatred of the bots in perpetual conflict to make himself stronger. Until the day came where he'd be strong enough to devour/destroy Cybertron and move on to the next universe where he'd do so again and again and again. Unicron's plan with the Minicons is basically the same plan that he would retool for Transformers Universe, the toy line comprised of recolors, the following year. Only instead of using Minicons as the addictive substance to boost power and keep everybody fighting, he just went straight for tampering with their minds with a virus.
Because why make drugs when you can just fuck with people's heads?
A bizarre side effect of this virus is that one's coloration could spontaneously change.
That's all the recolors.
Exactly. For instance, we all know how Beast Wars Silverbolt looked.
Mm-hmm.
Well, while trapped within the body of Unicron during Transformers Universe, his once shining silver exterior turned into a twisted purple with this fur pattern that's supposed to look like crackling energy on his back. That's one such example of the virus that affected the bots. Here's another. Also using a Beast Wars character. So, we're all plenty familiar with Optimus Primal, right?
Yeah. I would say so.
Primarily black silverback gorilla with his accents of red, white, and blue in robot mode.
Mm-hmm.
I have showed you what Universe 03 Optimus Primal looks like. Primal went from his Season 1 color scheme to that purplish brown with vomit green and yellow accents. Well, I suppose it's not so much vomit green as it is just sage, but at this point, or I guess more like olive drab, something like that. Point is, it was a pleasant shade of green.
I'm gonna be real. I forgot about that particular color scheme, and thought that his universe color scheme just made him look like Ape Link.
Nope, Ape Link was his own separate recolor Born of a BotCon event. What is funny is that same Universe 03 deco would eventually get reused, becoming the official color scheme of Shattered Glass Optimus Primal.
Huh.
And moving from one Optimus to another for my final example. And one we are very much familiar with now thanks to HasLab. We have the Robots in Disguise 2001 Optimus Prime. Well, how did this Optimus get affected with the whole Unicron virus shit going on? He turned yellow. His armor literally turned yellow.
know, I gotta say, as far as alterations go, it doesn't seem all that bad.
And now, if you want to obtain that yellow toy because of a certain other character who uses that figure, it's going to cost you several eternal organs and at least one limb.
Shit.
Friends, enemies that have not yet struck, and miscellaneous bystanders, this is the toy that would eventually become Splendid Yellow Convoy. A character who has become quite popular in recent times for being one of only 2 confirmed canonical female Optimus Prime incarnations.
Wait, who's the second one?
The Spy Changer Optimus Prime, who also uses the yellow color scheme.
Ah.
So, the thing with that, I've been over this before, so I will be as brief as I can. During BotCon one year, they had a script reading that had a bunch of actors from G1 and some other shows reprising their roles. Bumblebee and Trax come to mind. And for this script reading, a contest was held to determine who would get the honor of playing Optimus Prime. This is not the one from the already show, but from a universe where they all got downsized, I shouldn't say downgraded, downsized into Spy Changers for fuel efficiency. As their universe's Skybite pulled a Skybite move and accidentally poisoned all the Energon on Earth, making it completely unusable.
Ah. That's what we call a whoopsie daisy.
This is what we call pulling a Skybite. Or a Waspinator, for that matter. But I need to get back to my point. The fan who won this contest and got to play Optimus Prime was a female fan, whose name I would have to look up on the TF Wiki in order to do it justice, so bear with me. Like, this character has become distinct enough, mind you, that on TF Wiki itself, Robots in Disguise 2001 Optimus Prime's page has been split into 2 separate pages. One dedicated exclusively to the Universe Optimus.
Okay.
The lucky fan who got to voice this Optimus was one Michelle Carolis. Who voiced this Optimus at the OTF-CC 2004 stage play. This got made into a joke as Prowl found himself distracted by it even though Optimus was apparently male. Ask Vector Prime in 2015 would retcon this and say that this was an Optimus Prime who just happened to be female. Thus also establishing that the Spy Changer Scourge was female too, due to Scourge being basically Optimus' clone. This Optimus would eventually go on to inspire, more than likely inspire, the creation of Yellow Splendid Convoy. They are separate entities, represented more or less by the same toys, both spawned from the same concept of a female Optimus.
Cool.
So yes, we have two. It's a fun little Transformer multiverse we got here. And due to the more easily available nature of Yellow Splendid Convoy's whole existence, that made the popularity of the Universe Yellow Optimus Prime the standard sized one that actually had the separate robot modes, the super mode, etc. That made that one's popularity go up even more so than just being a obscure Sam's Club recolor. The last time I saw this figure, complete, mind you, for sale, it ranged in the $700 to $800 range.
Fuck.
And even the incomplete ones, missing tires, backpacks, the entire super mode assembly, they will still run you upwards of $100.
Fuck.
There was basically a time where I had considered just buying up a bunch of spare parts to assemble another red one, and then just paint it yellow.
I just want a fucking circle.
Yeah, you will do that in this building. With the whole Tesla thing you're going to get, you're going to need to. Because you have to find a way to shut that off or it will zap you. If memory serves anyway. I could be completely and utterly wrong. So you know what's even funnier than the case of the Yellow Universe Optimus Prime?
What?
The strange case of the two Universe Ultra Magnus. So we did get a Spy Changer Magnus that was repainted, changing the white parts to black.
I remember that.
I am looking for an image here to put in the chat. I know you remember it, but like, here, for the comparison of what the original Spy Changer releases look like compared to the repaints here. You'll see that the Optimus ones try to match their larger toys. Ultra Magnus would not follow this pattern, as his larger toy, meant to combine with the Sam's Club Yellow Optimus, barely changed at all. They took one of his brighter blues and changed it to a much darker navy blue. He looked so similar that it was actually very difficult to tell them apart. So much so that his Omega Prime parts were still red because he was basically, they anticipated, oh, if anybody missed him in 2001, now you can get him for your existing 2001 Optimus, instead of color matching him for the Universe 03 release of that Optimus. who was itself released for people who missed the 2001. Which is how you get weirdness like an Omega Prime with a yellow Optimus, but still has the red head, red gloves on the hand, etc.
There's some alien ammo in here.
Weird. So, yeah. And now here's a a hilarious little fun fact. My first experience with an actual Omega Prime toy was the Sam's Club release, as Mutual Pain in the Neck Red had those releases, as opposed to the original color releases. So, my first experience with Omega Prime was the yellow one. It's also why I was able to grow to love the yellow Optimus deco before I even knew Splendid Convoy or the Spy Changer Optimus existed. Technically speaking, Splendid Convoy didn't exist yet at the time anyway.
By the way, I'm almost done with Death Scythe Hell.
Nice.
I gotta ask, is the beam scythe supposed to be that flimsy when it's being held?
Unfortunately, that is kind of just how the model kit is.
Okay. I thought I was missing something.
Like, there is a set of fingers with a tab that you would slot the scythe into. But even then, the scythe is incredibly thin. It is prone to snapping in multiple places, as mine did in 3 spots. Just be careful with it.
Will do.
As per my report that I forwarded to you, development is on schedule.
I'm pleased to hear that. Do you anticipate any setbacks? Last month's progress was, well, let's call it underwhelming.
There may be a slight delay in the enhancement of the ambulatory gyroscope. A few of the parts I need were lost in the recent inventory reduction.
You will make do, Bardich. You always do.
Yes, sir. Actually, perhaps I can fashion one out of... if you'll excuse me, sir, I have to jot some... If there's anything I can do to help... I suppose that I can. The Brotherhood can make use of Wasteland...
Okay, at risk of going on another long-winded rant, I will try to make this as distinct as possible. To finish up on the topic of recolors for TF Universe. in-universe, they did actually come up with a solution to the Unicron virus problem. By incorporating the Beast Wars 10th anniversary Optimus Primal. So, at some point during the story, Optimus Primal, who had been revived by Primus and sent into this holy war with Unicron and with intent to rescue all of his captives,
from the relay station, we've
when
identified
Primal returns to Primus to report his progress, Primus ends up detecting that corruption in him and realizes, oh yeah, I forgot to prepare you for that, didn't I?
The presidential metro and get to Adams Air Force Base. Look for the
So he reformats Primal into a brand new body, equipped with a whole new original Matrix. This relic, the Matrix of Purification, exists solely to purge things that do not exist in Cybertronians, like the Unicron virus. It is through this Matrix of Purification that Primal would undo all of the recolors and change everybody back to their original selves. And that is about where I choose to leave that off.
Good. I didn't need to get the water bottle, or spray bottle rather.
I saw you reaching for it. Like, I did promise I was trying to keep it brief. I really was.
I believe you.
It's just difficult at times.
I get it. Trust me.
Put up a fight!
There was one other thing I would like to mention that was largely irrelevant, but I will save that for after the stream. Largely because of how irrelevant it is. That feeling of, like, slight melancholy hits again, knowing that we are that much closer to the end of Fallout 3.
Yeah. We are almost there.
Because once we get the Tesla cannon, we have the final series of missions to go through.
Someone went down my street just honking their horn repeatedly.
People be jerks.
Oh, now that fucking sucks.
Yeah. Woo.
I mean, at least it wasn't the
Like,
bomb
of
that
all
killed
the
you.
ways to go. Think of all the ways to go.
At least it didn't go like that one guy who had a desk fan on his crotch.
Yeah, I don't think I want to know what happened to that guy.
I think it's pretty plain and simple. It
I mean,
chopped off.
It is, but still.
It chopped off his family's sword and he bled to death. Question is, how the fuck did that happen?
That's largely what I meant when I said I don't want to know what happened.
Oh.
Like, I could gather the how. It's the why that scares me.
You know what, that's fair.
Warning, due to a major security breach, this system is on code red. Alert status. Prepare for security check. Attempting to identify local access user. This access point is Please stand by. Override accepted. Clearance assigned. How may I assist you today?
Oh, crap. Codes.
Repairs are currently
Ba weep grana weep ninibong.
If the security breach is nullified, I will return to Green State. Negative. All secure. However, upon properly accessing this system, you have been marked. Not be tolerated in the presidential metro. Please access this workstation.
Oh, we got Farragul's in here. Oh, fuck! I feel like we just entered into a gang war.
You know,
At the very least, a turf war. Oh god, this one's twitching!
this is probably one of the buggiest places I've ever encountered in my playthrough. I would frequently see these guys getting stuck in pillars or in walls, the ceiling on occasion. Okay, for how jittery this one is, they must have gone feral while doing, like, all of the jet they could possibly get their hands on.
Oh!
Do you know what I mean when I say this place is buggy as hell?
Dude, that's fucking awesome!
That was hilarious!
I should probably see where these things are coming from. Whoa! Oh, I'm out of ammo.
A nice day. A nice day. A nice day.
Yeah? What? I'll be right back. And I'm back.
Welcome back. What was that about?
Dinner. Mostly about, like, what do I want for dinner? Apparently,
Fair enough.
Apparently we are getting takeout.
You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna plug as many mini-cons as I can onto Magnus and see what I have, and see how many I can get there.
A nice day.
Plug this here. What is the near identical counterpart over here? What? I have something special in mind for the Skyboom Mini-Cons side.
I guess all the ghouls are taken care of.
Welcome back. Information is up. Internal visual sensing equipment is the individuals have damaged in accordance with U.S. Security Statute A5. This system is able. So far, 22%. My apologies. My equipment indicates the persons possess no internal body heat. One of the main power relays for the Adams Air Force Base line has been disrupted by the forced removal. I have a replacement part on our main Sentinel unit. Status reports for outer doors to the surface are no longer secured. There is a major breach in the southeast tunnels and security. I am currently functioning at 78% capacity. The following
He got 6. I got room for 2 more.
Information. Access to the train line the breach has caused damage to the train line as well, and it must be the last recorded person to use that line was
Oh,
approximately.
almost forgot the ones on his shins. Let me see.
And active train car have been sealed for safety ever since catastrophic My apologies.
Yeah? Yes, please. Alright, so apparently there's more ghouls in here, I guess.
A nice day.
I don't know where, because I'm pretty sure they're all dead.
And that's what VAX is for.
Oh. What the fuck?
I told you this place was buggy as shit.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
We're up to 10.
Alex just fell from my shelf.
It bugged so badly it affected the real world. We gotta get out of here!
And his hand is missing.
Oh no!
It's here somewhere. It's gotta be.
Famous last words for someone who just lost a part to the ether.
Well, the ether knows. The ether should know me by now, so it should know to cough up my piece. Anyway, I'll find it later. For now, let me just figure out what the hell happened here.
The universe decided it was tired of vibing with its own existence?
Okay, Alex is back in shape, minus the missing handpiece.
So, I didn't think it was possible, but I actually found a bot in the Transformers multiverse that Rattrap and Swindle would call a sleazebag.
Really?
And it's a mini-con from Armada. Give me a moment while I find the name of this bot. So, the team in question is the Street Speed Minicon team.
Okay.
The team is comprised of Oval, a Saline apparently. He's the team's resident joker, as in he's the comic relief, the guy who is constantly talking and making jokes in order to keep the spirits up. I vibe with this guy, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
Then there's Spiral, mini cons.
So yeah, you roboted there.
For teammates, and then Scumbag. Where else to go? But so, a shameless liar in his personal dealings. I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt anything, did I?
You roboted, so I couldn't make out most of that.
Backdrack is a speed demon on the field and a shameless liar in his personal dealings. He makes empty promises that he has no intentions of keeping, goes back on his word at the first chance, and makes no excuses or apologies for his behavior.
So a typical politician.
This makes him highly unpopular with other minicons and the Autobots, but his skills as a recon soldier make him very valuable, much to his teammates' chagrin. Still, maybe Spiral could beat him in a line. And his bio quote is, "Inconvenient words are best forgotten." Like, dude's an asshole!
Sounds like it.
Rattrap's going at him, Rattrap's looking at him going, "Dude! Dial it back!"
Dude, what the fuck? I don't know why I imagined Zeus from Gravity Falls saying that, but I did.
Zeus absolutely would. Though he'd probably have a significantly less colorful four-letter word for that.
He hangs out with...
What the heck, dude?
Yeah. But I mean, he hangs out with freaking... He hangs out with Grunkle Stan all the time, so I don't know.
They did make a joke about that in one episode, though. Wait a minute, I'm all alone. I can swear for real. Son-in-law, he gets cut off.
Oh, I love that. One of my favorite Grunkle Stan quotes is, they say having a ladder in the house is more deadly than it's more dangerous than having a loaded gun. That's why I own 10 guns, in case some maniac tries to sneak in a ladder.
That sounds like Stan, alright.
Yep. Apparently this is because he had a fear of heights.
Welcome back. Information. Margot is an acronym. While I am not privy to current or past, however, as long as I will amend my memory.
Like, even Swindle is looking at Backtrack going,
However, such
"Buddy, pal, friend, if you back out on all your deals, business will dry up. It's bad for business to be this kind of liar."
He would know.
In order to keep business coming back, you have to tell enough truth to get them to believe you. You have to get enough trust for them to keep coming back.
What the fuck?
Oh. Oh.
What did I just...
This is one of the darkest things I've seen in this game.
There's a fucking garden gnome taking a picture of two teddy bears tied to the trade track with a tiny little help us sign.
This is like one of the darkest humor jokes I've ever seen.
Someone definitely got bored detailing this place.
I mean, have you seen what this place looks like otherwise? Like, it's all the same! You gotta get your landmarks where you can get them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're gonna want to keep going until you see a door to the left. Take that door, because if you keep going, you'll end up by the serial killer gnome with the teddy bear victims. I'm sorry, the what?
Look, I just think a raider got bored down there. Or maybe one of the ghouls before they went feral. I don't know. I'm sorry, what was that about feral ghouls? Oh, yeah, there were a bunch of feral ghouls when I was there last. Wiped them all out. You didn't think that was information we could use, first? I told you I wiped them out. Yeah, but they tend to move back in after a while.
Not when I get through with them. I still love it. For landmarks, they just have some of the weirdest fucking shit.
Oh, my brain just thought of a potential weapon clash that I'd love to see now.
Oh?
Omega Prime comes charging in with the Matrix Blade. And Armada Galvatron, I'm choosing to use the Galvatron colors because I just like that look, spawns in the freaking Skyboom shield. The shield's so powerful, it's the only thing to consistently block both the Requiem Blaster and Star Saber from Armada, which are supposed to be some of the most powerful weapons in the Transformer multiverse. And given the origin of the shield, you're literally using a demonic artifact against a holy one. This is basically exactly what I was pitching when I was going a duel between Starscream from Armada with their Starsaber and Rodimus with the Shrieking Sword of Primus. I guess you decided not to pick up those stim packs because you've already got plenty.
Wait, stim packs?
Other pile. I could swear I saw stim packs in that bin. Well, there's buff out at least.
I don't need
I think what I saw was like some kind of optical illusion. Like from one angle, the buff out lids and the clipboards just kind of look like stim packs to me. It occurs to me we probably should have stocked up on those before we came here.
I think we're good.
I mean, not that, like, it couldn't hurt, but it's also not gonna hurt to keep going. Knock on wood? We are at 2 hours 25.
Alright.
What do you say? Do we just keep going until we can actually take the train out of here?
Well, I mean, we're kind of stuck, because Margot said that lockdown is still in effect because there's still unknowns here, and I can't fucking find any.
Yeah, that's the problem with this place. Like, I've said it multiple times by now, this is, by my estimation, the single buggiest place in the entire game. It's why when I go here, I just kind of just spam that. Because, like, every quote-unquote new area I click and see, okay, is there something through the walls that I can't shoot? Do I need to reset? Because at this point, this is what VATS is the best use. This is the best use for VATS at this rate. Just trying to see if there's something behind the walls that we missed. Please tell me we don't have to dismiss Fox. Hang on, I'm jumping back into the Fallout wiki here. What is this, Presidential Metro?
Yep.
lot of the questions are about the placement of the key. The Metro can be activated by way of acquiring fuses from the destroyed Presidential Sentry Bot, or by killing the ghouls present. Once the ghouls are killed, the security breach will be considered cleared, and the Presidential Sentry Bot will automatically replace fuses. Reporting to the Margot will have, or Margot, whatever,
Margot.
will result in her reporting that the main repairs will now begin. The Lone Wanderer will then see the Presidential Sentry Bot replace the fuse, enabling the Metro.
Well, I'm not finding any ghouls, so I'm just gonna kill the fucking... There we go. Yep.
Notable loot. There's a Nuka-Cola Quantum in the equipment room which connects the western and eastern lines. A police hat can be found near Margot in the room where she first encountered, and another by a skeleton by a caved-in area to the right when finding the ghoul. A single mini-nuke is located in a half-buried train car at a tunnel dead end. Upwards of 20 pieces of scrap metal on shelves, in containers, and by the side of the train tracks throughout the Metro. Related quest, The Sorrowful Suitor. A holotape titled Sorry My Darling can be found on a bench near the exit to the Capitol building. The holotape begins the quest.
Ah. I already picked that up.
About halfway down the second tunnel, one can look through a fence and watch two feral ghouls get splattered by a metro train. If the player character did not find the Senate employee ID, they can reprogram Margot with a high enough science skill.
Which is what I did.
At the junction where the working Metro can take one to Adams Air Force Base, there are two locked doors requiring a key to enter. There is no key to be found, however. The doors open when the Presidential Metro Bot is killed. More robots are found behind the doors, but no loot. If the Presidential Metro Bot's combat inhibitor is crippled, causing it to frenzy, the other bots and turrets will attack it. However, the doors will not open. Oh god, here's what we found. Past the Margot computer entrance, at the end of the tracks, there's a guarded gnome with a camera, and on the tracks are two teddy bears tied to the tracks with a note saying, "Help us," between them. If one has a high enough science skill or the Senate employee ID is found, Margot will report that the last time the Metro line was in use was 200 years and 8 months before the current date. Bugs. PC, PS3, and Xbox 360. Occasionally, when a feral ghoul reaver is killed, it may fling back down the hall where it came from. On Xbox and PC, feral ghoul reavers in this area may be affected by a physics bug that causes them to jitter and shake rapidly. This makes them very difficult to target, and rounds often pass through them without dealing any damage, even inside of vats. This may be related to the aforementioned bug, as when killed, they often fly some distance. Explosives still have the full effect. PC only. When activated and moving, the train can deviate from its correct travel path, clipping through pillars and walls. There does not seem to be a way to fix this. Xbox and PC. After talking to Margot and passing a science check to override the security ID check, and then waiting for the security boss to eliminate the ghouls, the script becomes stagnant, and the Metro Sentinel unit will not fix the fuse panel. I think this is what happened.
Right.
So yeah, killing the bot and taking the fuses to repair it ourselves might be the only way to get out of this. Speaking of, off we go. So, yeah, your first impulse to kill the damn robot was very much the right call.
Alright.
At least we found our way out of there eventually.
Yep.
I would loathe for that to have been how we ended this game.
Yeah. Alright, everyone. That's going to be it for today. Thank you all for watching. This has been Vegas Bear 92.
And Mekumon.
And as you... please feel free to support us in any way you wish.
Be it monetarily or by engagement.
It really helps us out either way. And there might be a stream tomorrow. Chocobo might come over. But anyway, as always, stay safe, stay comfy, stay hydrated, be good to each other.
And have a great weekend.
And have a great weekend. We'll see you all in the next one, alright?